You know, this wasn't just another win in Liga MX. No, this was a statement. Club América didn't just beat their rivals Tigres, they totally dismantled them. But here's the crazy part. How do you dominate a game so completely while barely even having the ball? Well, that's the tactical puzzle we're going to solve today. Let's break it all down.
3, 2, nothing. Just let that score sink in for a moment.
That scoreline right there, it tells you so much of the story. This wasn't just a win, it was a commanding shutout. A clean sheet against one of the toughest rivals in the league. So really, the question isn't if it was a masterclass, but how on earth they pulled it off.
Every great story has a setting, right? And this one, oh man, it was just perfectly staged for a massive rivalry clash.
So you've got Mexico City, a packed stadium, we're talking nearly 30,000 fans, and the atmosphere was just absolutely electric. You can just feel the pressure, the weight of expectation in a place like that. And it's exactly that kind of environment where cool heads and discipline win out over raw emotion. And that's a key theme you're going to see play out. All right, let's get to the good stuff, the decisive moments. I mean, goals change games. We all know that. But America's 3 goals, they didn't just change the score. They absolutely broke Tigres' will. Let's really dissect the anatomy of this victory.
Just look at this timeline. You get the first goal to seize control, a second one right before the half to just shatter their morale, and then a third to slam the door shut. This wasn't random. This was a perfectly paced, methodical demolition.
So for the first 30 minutes or so, things were tense. It was a real tactical chess match. And then, bam, the breakthrough. Brian Rodríguez finds some space and breaks the deadlock. In a game this tight, that first goal is literally everything. It forces your opponent to open up and chase the game, which, as we'll see, played right into America's hands.
Okay, now pay close attention to the timing here. We're in stoppage time, just seconds before the halftime whistle. Psychologically, this is the most devastating time to concede a goal. And who steps up? Brian Rodríguez again, cool as you like from the penalty spot. Can you imagine going into the locker room 2 goals down? That is an absolute dagger to the heart of your game plan.
And this was the final nail in the coffin. Víctor Dávila puts the game completely, totally out of reach. Think about it, 3 goals from 3 different kinds of situations. One from open play, one from a penalty, and this one to just seal the deal. That's not just good scoring, that's versatile, that's clinical, that's a championship level attack. So, a 3-0 victory, that seems pretty straightforward, doesn't it? You'd assume total domination across the board, but when we dig into the data, a much more fascinating, almost unbelievable story starts to emerge. Okay, now this is where it gets really interesting. Look at the possession. Tigres had the ball for nearly 60% of the game, so on paper, they were the ones in control. So how in the world do you control the ball for that long and still lose the game 3-0? It just goes to show you, possession isn't everything. It's about what you do with it. And here is your answer. This chart tells the whole story. It is not about how much you have the ball, it's about how dangerous you are when you have it. America put 5 shots on target compared to Tigres 1. This wasn't luck, folks. This was a strategy. They let Tigres have the ball, absorbed all that pressure, waited for a mistake, and then, boom, attacked with killer speed and precision on the counter. That's not just efficient, that is tactical genius. And this slide, it just deepens the story even more. Tigres actually had more shot attempts and double the corner kicks. So this shows they weren't just passing it around at the back. They were getting the ball into dangerous areas. But what did it result in? Wasted chances. América's defense bent, sure, but it never ever broke. They just soaked up all that pressure and made their few chances count. Every single attack had a clear purpose. A win like this, it's about so much more than just 3 points. It sends a shockwave, a message across the entire league. So let's look at the real, tangible impact this single result had on the standings and really the entire story of the season. So here are the records after the match. This one victory solidifies America's spot right at the very top of the table, and it creates some crucial breathing room. For Tigres, though, that 4th loss really stings. It damages their position among the top contenders. It's a 6-point swing in every single sense of the word. And that brings us to the final, burning question. After a performance this complete, this efficient, and this absolutely dominant against a huge rival, is there any doubt left who the team to beat is? This was a tactical masterclass in how to win without the ball. So, I'll leave you with this thought. Is the championship now simply America's to lose? Thanks for tuning in.